Welcome to Taz Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is August the 2nd, 2025. We're getting closer to SummerSlam. I can't wait to see SummerSlam because it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, ladies and gentlemen. They hype up some matches. Not a lot of them because there's so many of them. And it was a 2-hour show. But we have an interesting segment with John Cena. A very interesting segment. I don't know why it changed, but it changed. John Cena came out and looked like he was to be a heel, right? He's trying to be a bad guy. He did his heel entrance. Yeah, that's cold. Hey, at least I'm not doing hiccups this time. He did his heel entrance and he was about to talk until Cody Rhodes came out. And he talked about what happened last week where he got forced to sign a contract for a street fight. He wasn't mad at Cody Rhodes. He wanted to say thank you to Cody Rhodes because all the people that he aligned with, The Rock and Travis Scott, they all left him all alone. So we're getting the old Cena back, the one that loves the fans and all that stuff. He says he wants to take the WWE title home, not because he wants to ruin wrestling. He says, I don't want to ruin wrestling. I love wrestling. He wants to take the title home because he doesn't want the fans to forget about him. And then, ladies and gentlemen, he was hyping up this match at SummerSlam, and we're finally going to get the John Cena versus Cody Rhodes that we're supposed to have WrestleMania, but we have this jerk John Cena on WrestleMania. Now we're going to have the hype up John Cena versus the hype up Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. But who's more dangerous? The mean jerk Cena or the man that really wants to win this championship and he would do whatever it takes? He's doing this for the fans, and ladies and gentlemen, Cody Rhodes grabbed some drinks from one of the producers, and he says, welcome back, John Cena. And then he wants to cheers with John Cena. They shook hands, and they cheers, and they drank. And Cody Rhodes left, and John Cena was celebrating that he's back. Does that mean we're done with The Rock and his soul? I see something interesting that will happen in this match at SummerSlam. Because The Rock still works for WWE. He's still part of the TKO, but he has not showed up at all in the WWE since Elimination Chamber. Let's see what happens at SummerSlam on Sunday. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we did get another segment. It was at the end of the show. I would tell you guys more about that. It was about Jelly Roll, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and Logan Paul, and what happened and why this segment is happening. I would tell you guys at the end of the show. Well, we got the Women's United States Championship on the line. Julia versus Zelina Vega. Pretty okay match. I thought Zelina might win this match right. I thought she was gonna win it. Not right away because it wasn't a short match. But the winner of that match and still the Women's United States Champion, Julia. And ladies and gentlemen, we found out what is this open challenge for the AAA World Tag Team Championships is. I'm surprised how this was good because everybody loved the team that accepted this challenge. I was happy. I was excited. So, Santos says, if you want to be the best luchadors, you had to beat La Garza. And he said, who would it be? It will be Psycho Clown and Mr. Iguana. Everybody went nuts for Mr. Iguana. I went nuts for Mr. Iguana. He's great in the ring, and he's funny with his puppet. Wade Barrett was going nuts about the puppets, but Joe Tessito is telling him, no, it's a real iguana. He went nuts for Iguana, Mr. Joe. He went crazy for Iguana and Psycho Clown, and Wade Barrett was just hating on it because he's a heel. He's supposed to hate on things that people love. But I thought it was a pretty decent thing. I enjoyed it. Iguana is great. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I think AAA has the best luchadors than CMLL with AEW. Because you see high-flying stuff from these guys. CMLL, I don't see that much high-flying stuff. You guys are going to say, Tyler, you're crazy. I'm sorry that if I like a different luchador company, I like Lucha Underground. But CMLL is not my favorite luchador company. I've seen what CMLL could do. I'm not really excited. I don't get happy with it. There's some great wrestlers. But the wrestlers that they show us on AEW is not the wrestlers I like. Like, they're giving us Atlantis Senior. A little dark. Atlantis Senior. Really? You're trying to show off the luchadors and you're giving me a senior. I don't know why am I getting all that. But ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I think AAA has the best luchadors right now. I've seen Worlds Collide. I've seen how great they are. I know some of them, and I've seen some of them on TNA. They were great on there. Vikingo is great. Aerostar is great. I'm hoping that we get to see those guys one day in Smackdown. Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown making their Smackdown debuts. They made their WWE debut at Worlds Collide. They were part of a Mexico live event, and now they're in a Smackdown arena. I was happy for it. But ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match and still the AAA World Tag Team Champions was La Garza. We got Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. I thought it was a pretty decent match, but Aleister Black ruined it by throwing a chair at Damian Priest outside the ring and wouldn't stop whacking Damian Priest with chair shots. One in the back and one inside of the head until the referee finally took the chair from Aleister Black. And then Aleister Black attacked Damian Priest multiple times, smashing back of his head onto the steel steps. And then he says, it's over. And then he did a black mass. And Damian Priest was rolling all over the steel steps. And then we finally got the referees to try to stop Aleister Black. But Aleister Black, he's not happy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our main event will be the debuts. Finally, the TV debuts of Tonga Hikuleo versus Jimmy Uso. And the winner of that match was Tonga in a pretty decent match. It was pretty decent. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the rest of the MFTs and Solo Sikoa ran into the ring and started beating up Jimmy Uso. And Solo told the producers to lower the steel cage down because the cage was on top of the ceiling, hanging up, and he told them to bring it down. When it's halfway down, it stopped, and then Jacob Fatu came in, runs in the ring, and then they lowered it again. Solo was scared. He ran out of the cage, through the door with Tonga, and then Jacob Fatu just destroyed JC Mateo and Tonga Loa. What's going to happen inside the steel cage? at SummerSlam. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't happy about it. I still don't like this match. But we had this segment between Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul because Jelly Roll was in a training, he was training. He was training with some wrestlers. I don't know if they're from NXT. But he was training all by himself, no Randy Orton. Logan Paul came to the training and start bickering at Jelly Roll, saying he doesn't belong here and all that stuff. You're not a wrestler. Jelly Roll says, come in here and I will show you what I can do. And then they brawled in this empty arena. And then here comes Drew McIntyre and they just beat up Jelly Roll. And then Logan Paul has I don't know why he says the same thing over and over again, that this guy's the outsider and he shouldn't be here. He's not a wrestler. Logan, you did the same thing. You were a celebrity and you showed up and you went into the ring. You were an outsider. Why are you telling us the same thing that Jelly Roll did when you did it? I don't understand that. And then Drew McIntyre has something to say about Randy Orton. There's a car comes in. There's Jelly Roll. There's Randy Orton. They came to the ring. Aldis tried to stop it. It didn't work out. And then we had a brawl between Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, and Jelly Roll. Logan Paul was the first one out of the ring. He got knocked out of the ring. And then Drew McIntyre got knocked out by Randy Orton. No, by Randy Orton, I think. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Randy and Jelly Roll was getting ready. They were pumped. But there was 3 security guards in their way telling them, stop attacking. Randy didn't care, so he RKO'd 2 of them. And then Jelly Roll chokeslammed 1 of them to end Friday Night Smackdown. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will love SummerSlam. I know there's one match I don't really care for, Jelly Roll's match. I know there's a lot of people that want to watch it. I'm not one of those people. But there is a lot of matches that I do want to see in this SummerSlam. I do want to see the TLC match. I want to see the steel cage match. I want to see the street fights. Sami Zayn and Karen Cross will go at it. There's a lot of great matches. Even the women's. I think the triple threat will be one of the best for the women's. Between Naomi, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. I think that's going to be the best women's match. I think it's going to be better than Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. Because it's Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. They're going to go nuts. It's like WrestleMania. That triple threat match at WrestleMania was better than Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I'm not saying bad things about Tiffany Stratton. It's just there's a lot of chemistry between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, even with Bianca Belair. But there's not a lot of chemistry between Naomi, Io, and Rhea. But you got Rhea and Io in the same ring, and they're going to destroy each other. And then you got Naomi. So that's why I say it's going to be one of the best matches. But I think Tiffany Stratton might be on Saturday. It could be one of the best matches on Saturday. But I don't think it's going to be one of the best women's match. I even say the women's world title would be the best, better than the women's tag team titles. So that's what I say. I say that's the best one. And for the men's, there's a lot of great matches for the men's. I don't know about the street fight. I think there's going to be a lot of shenanigans at the street fight. I think there's going to be a lot of shenanigans for the steel cage match. I think somebody has to debut or make a return. Tama Tonga could make his return. Zilla Batu could make his debut. Something happens. I don't know, but I don't know what would be the the best match for the men's. AJ Styles and Dominic could be a good one too. CM Punk been having banger matches, and he's going against Gunther. Maybe it could be. Gunther has some good matches too. The guy's great in the ring. It's just how they build him up as a champion or the challenger. The guy talks so much. Like, make him like a monster. Like, come on, man. He's facing CM Punk. He needs to look like a monster. I know it's done. The build-up is done. But you need to make him like a monster. Like, seriously. If he's facing a guy like CM Punk, the veteran of WWE, you need to make him like a monster that he's going to destroy CM Punk. CM Punk is not like Goldberg. He could still wrestle. I think it's going to be a decent time for this match between Gunther and CM Punk. How about I give you guys my predictions? I haven't done that for a while. Prediction time. Prediction time. I'll see how long it takes me to get over here. No. I don't know why. Okay, get out of here now. Jeez. Stupid pop-ups. Okay, I'm not spending money on you, Wikipedia. Go away. Well, ladies and gentlemen, match night 1, we got Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the Women's Championship. I say Jade Cargill could win this. I think she could. I think Tiffany held it for a while. Jade Cargill been in WWE, been doing great matches, great work, winning matches. She looks like a top star. I think she could win this match. I say Jade Cargill, new champion. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. This is Jelly Roll's first match. I don't think they're going to make him lose on his first match. If you want to see more of Jelly Roll in matches, he has to win. So Randy Orton and Jelly Roll is going to win this match. The Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss for the women's tag team titles. I do understand the whole story between Liv Morgan and Roxanne when Liv Morgan makes a return. But people are saying that she's gone for 6 months and it's only been like 2, something like that. 1 or 2 months. We still have a lot of months. I could see Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss winning the titles and then losing it back to the Judgment Day. So I'm saying Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Roman Reigns needs to get his shoes back. So I say Roman Reigns and Jey Uso is going to win this match. Yeet. Sami Zayn versus Karen Cross. If Cross wins, Zayn has to say the words, Cross was right. If Zayn wins, Cross must say, I was wrong about Zayn. Weird stipulation, but it's not really... It's a weird stipulation, but it's okay. I want to say Karen Cross, but I think Sami Zayn's going to win this. If this is Karen Cross's last match because his contract expired, I think this could be his last match and Karen Cross loses. Sami Zayn wins. Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. I want to see CM Punk win, but I don't see him winning. I see Seth Rollins winning the World Heavyweight title because of the Money in the Bank. And then CM Punk wins the World Heavyweight title. Gunther retains. We have Sunday night. Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky for the Women's World Championship. I say Naomi because she just won the title. I say she's going to win it. She's going to have a hell of a match, but she's going to win. We have Becky Lynch versus Laura Valkyria. No disqualification, no count out. Last chance for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. If Lynch wins, Laura Valkyria can no longer challenge for the title while Becky is the champion. I said Becky Lynch. I think Lara is going to go for the Women's World Championship. I think she's done with the Women's Intercontinental title. I think Becky Lynch is going to retain. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the steel case for the United States title. I say Jacob Fatu, but I see a lot of shenanigans happening in this match. And it could help Solo, but it could help Jacob too. One of these shenanigans is going to help one of these guys. But I still see Solo retaining the United States title. Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship. I heard on the kickoff show, AJ says this could be his last SummerSlam. What the hell does that mean? I say Dominic is going to win. I think there's going to be some shenanigans with the Judgment Day. The Wyatt Six, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy versus Ray Phoenix, and Andrade versus DIY versus Fraxium versus Motor City Machine Guns versus Street Profits TLC match for the Tag Team Championship. I'd say I would love to see Andrade and Ray Phoenix, but I'd say the Y6. They just won the tag titles. I don't know how they're going to win it, but I say the Y6. Remember, Uncle Howdy, Eric Rowan could get themselves involved in this match. Even Nikki Cross. Candice LeRae could get herself involved. Something is going to give. I think it's going to be a great match. I think I'm going to enjoy it. There's going to be a lot of hot spots. But, ladies and gentlemen, we got John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship in a street fight. Do I see Cody Rhodes beating John Cena for the championship? No. I think John Cena is going to win this match. I don't think we're getting the old John Cena back. I think it's a play to get in the head of Cody Rhodes. John Cena retains because the guy knows mind games. He's listening to The Rock. He brought up The Rock. He brought up Travis Scott. I don't think Travis Scott is going to show up, but I can see The Rock showing up. But that's my predictions for SummerSlam. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know what to do. Hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I will see you guys tomorrow for SummerSlam Night 1 results. That's all me today. Ties out. We got nothing about 2K25. I think there was a patch, but it wasn't a big patch. Something about Universe Mode and some improvements. Nothing big. I think the big one that we're waiting for is September's DLC, when we get El Grande Americano, and we get the DLC that everybody wants, because you get Mark Henry, D'Lo Brown, Victoria, the New Age Outlaws. Those are your 5 guys, because New Age Outlaws is 2 people. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's why everybody wants to get these guys. I want to get these guys. These 4 is the ones I really want. The 5th one is cool to have, but I don't know a lot about these wrestlers. I don't know a lot about Mr. Wonderful. I know it's Sid, but I don't know anything about Coco Beware or Jesse Ventura. I don't know a lot about these guys. So, it's cool to have for my old school Universe Mode, but I still don't know who the hell they are. I don't know why I said hell for, but I don't know who they are. I don't know why I said hell, so sorry for that. I don't know. I don't know. I need to stop swearing. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Please forgive me. I'm sorry, but I don't know who they are, because they're like from the 1980s. I wasn't born or watching wrestling that time, because I was a baby. I was born in the 1990s. I was a baby. I don't know what wrestling was. I didn't know who was Hulk Hogan. My dad knew who Hulk Hogan was because he was watching wrestling that time. I wasn't. I knew Hulk Hogan because I watched On Demand. I watched the W Network. I saw him show up on live TV. So yeah, that's how I know Hulk Hogan. I didn't watch his live matches. I watched some of his matches from the 24/7 On Demand and the W Network. So yeah, that's all me today. Tell us, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.